Hey everybody, it's Durger time. I'm enjoying a beautiful Martian sunset in Surviving Mars, Russian edition. There it goes, down to the horizon. That's right, we are playing as Russia, which is allegedly the hardest sponsor to play as in this game. Because this game's a little easy. I'm just gonna say it's a little easy. And that is what we're playing. We're gonna be playing this game. Oh, we got a little bit of a fault here. Just working on it. There we go. So what are we doing here? Well, what we're doing is we're building up fuel refineries to load fuel into these rockets because we only have two. And what we're trying to do is build the very first Martian-Russian moon base. Or moon base. The first Martian-Russian base. First colony. Wouldn't that be cool? So, what we got going on here? Well, they are full up on concrete, which are taking a long time to fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my rover over here. Let them work on filling it up, because if this gets full, as it is right now, they're not going to be able to produce anymore. They're not going to be able to work any more concrete. So we are getting very, very, very close to being able to launch this rocket back. So I feel pretty confident in being able to launch and resupply with a new rocket. Now, what did we need? Well, we were discussing it before. We need the other two rovers. We currently have the RC rover, which is like a mobile drone command center, but we don't have an explorer. We don't have a transport yet. So that is definitely in the list. And look at that hit on our funding. We only have 32... what was that? $3.2 billion in funding from Russia. Now, if you recall, the International Martian mission had like $30 billion to work with. We are on a very, very tight budget. And also, unfortunately, these shuttles are going to take longer to get there because we're using older, outdated rockets. They're not the nice, fancy SpaceX heavies. You know, they're not gonna land back again. They're not gonna be playing David Bowie music while they're all on their way to Mars. No, these are like Soyuz rockets. These are real old style rockets that we're launching back here. So they're gonna take a little bit longer, but we could do it. It's no problem. We're gonna go ahead and we're going to load up the Explorer and Transport. And we still have a lot of cargo space because remember, we had that fuel efficiency tech that we just got. So we could buy a couple prefab buildings, moisture evaporator or another drone hub or a Stirling Generator, machine parts factory. These are not going to help us until we actually build a habitat. But a Stirling Generator isn't a bad idea because these guys are powerful in power, and having them even as a backup, it's worth an investment. It's a lot of money, but we'll go ahead and do that. And so what we're going to load up on now is we're going to load up a little bit of food, some polymers. You know what? I'm going to only go one Stirling. That's a lot of money. A couple electronics. Yeah. A little bit less food. How about that? We'll go do 20 food. There we go. 20 and then 25 every of these. Right now, oh man, we only have $880 million left. Holy crap. Oh, this is going to be so much harder than I thought it was. These are the only things that are keeping us alive in this colony right now. It's going to be parts, polymers, and electronics. They're the only things that we cannot produce yet. But we will be able to if we can provide we get the supplies for it. Now, we were sector scanning a lot here, and I think we found our first colonist habitat here. This area seems ripe for us. It has two very high grade and average grade metal deposits, a bunch of concrete to expand, and it has... well, I mean, that's about it. That's what it has, but it's not bad. So what we would need to do is we would need to funnel electricity and water over here, which isn't too bad. It's going to be a little costly in metals, but not horrendous, I don't think. We're a little light on metals, but there's ones in the environment we can scavenge around and get. Now, I thought I also saw... Yes, I did. This guy here is actually the one I was looking for. This sucker, underground rare metals. There's only 400 of them. Now, what we can do is we can have colonists work here, and they can mine these out of the grounds. What's really great about these is these are going to either give us funding if we ship them back, or we can use them to build electronics at home. Very, very important. Because ultimately the goal is to be a self-sufficient second planet for humans to live in. And that means that we need to be able to produce the things here. The main goal of a Martian colony is that if anything unforeseen happens to the Earth, you still have human civilization out in the cosmos. We don't put all our eggs in one basket. In order to get there, we're going to need to be self-sufficient on this planet. We got a dust storm coming up. Dust storms are bad because not only, as you can see, there's a little dust buildup here. That actually increases the rate of deterioration, which, as you can see right now, is currently 72%. That's real bad. They get cleaned over time. I think there's ways to clean them. That's probably because I have these wind turbines here. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not positive, but it's probably not a good idea. This shuttle is ready to launch, which is cool. Putin's ready to go. We see here our Proton #1 shuttle is on its way back to Mars. Well, actually, it's going to Mars for the first time. And we're going to have to launch it somewhere. I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to launch it like right about... We're going to land it like right here or so, because we're going to start building for that Martian colony. And I'm not going to launch this guy yet until I'm ready to pack it up, because eventually we're just going to kind of leave this area to run on its own devices, and we're going to start moving everything over here. But I need this range for our drones to operate still. We might need a little bit more water. I don't know yet. We're definitely going to be building fuel, which is good. Let's see. What do we need? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? Well, we got this going. Do we need to do anything? We do have a dust storm, and that's not good. I think we just wait, honestly. I don't know if there's anything we need to build. And you know what we could do? We can start to build these pipes. So I'm going to connect this. I'm going to move it along this range so we have a nice clean area. I'm going to start to move it out towards our new home. Whoa! That was not what I wanted to do. We could salvage this, and there we go. Boop, boop, boop. And you could see there a little warning saying that there are no drones in range. That's fine. Oh no, I forgot to put drones on the Proton. That should be fine, because we'll still keep the ones that we have, so we'll just have to launch this one eventually, sooner than later. Alright, there we go. So we got this going on. We'll go ahead and move the rover over to start working on the pipe. I think also in the same regards, what we'll do is we'll, there we go, hotkeys, C and V, go for cables and pipes. We'll go ahead and continue this cable. A little cable management's nice. All right, there we go. We're on our way. We're on our way here. So we're making water. We see though that this is going to break down over time. That's fine for now, because we do have the machine parts for it, I believe. What do we have? We have 12. So we're okay. Again, we're going to constantly need a supply. We're going to go ahead and continue scanning the area. We're basically going to just kind of scan out the side of the mountain. Actually, let's kill these. We're going to be near here, so we might as well scan all within that range or so. You can queue it up just like a technology. Makes it very, very easy. And we still have a beautiful supply of water here. This is so good because we're going to have a lot. We don't need to use moisture evaporators. Our electricity grid seems good. We're building up power supply, and we're keeping a couple of accumulators, not acclimators, as I had said earlier, available. Oh, hey, there's another rich underground rare resource here. That's cool. I did not notice that there. So that's pretty good. That's actually not a bad situation for us there, because we can probably either, well, at the very least, we can get funding from shipping them back, which would be great, because then we can get more supplies. But also, we could just, start to build our own electronics, which would be great too. Electronics are fine right now. Machine parts are actually the ones that are we're hurting for. Machine parts and polymer. Our Proton rocket is ready to land. Unfortunately, during this nasty dust storm we got here, we can't land. And you can see everything's getting coated. Everything's just getting filled with dust here, and it's really going to cause a lot of problem. Whoa! Holy crap! Dude, stop it. Oh man, they're just constantly launching meteors at me. Jupiter wants me dead, is what I've now determined right now. Alright. So, when is this storm done? 4 hours. We got 4 hours before we can land our next rocket. That's interesting. Waste rock. That's right. We need, because does use waste rock. Unfortunately, everything causes waste. I forgot to put a dumping site, so I'm going to put a level 3 here. And what I'm going to do is also, we do have a prefab for, where is it? I think it's in infrastructure, drone hub. So believe it comes with one drone. It can also produce more drones. And I'm going to kind of put it like right here. I kind of want it available for all this area. That looks pretty good. Maybe right. That's probably pretty good. So in case when we do launch this, we have an area that will control drones. We're going to launch our rocket, or we're going to land our rocket, sorry. We're going to land it probably right about here. Seems good. Yeah, let's launch it right here. Yeah. And this is still ready. Putin's ready to launch back, which is awesome. We are getting a small buildup of fuel, which is good as well. Slowly building it. Here comes our rocket. We can actually kind of see it in the sky. If you go all the way out to the map, you can actually see it coming down, which is kind of cool. I love that this map is actually in real time. It's a really neat thing. Let's watch this beautiful landing. Let's go ahead. Where is it coming from? There it goes. Hello, Proton. 3, 2, 1. And we have touchdown. Beautiful landing. There we go. And here comes our wonderful Explorer drone. So, the Explorer and the Transport can do some pretty fun things. The Transport can start supply lines between, extractors and bases really quickly. It can also move a lot of product really quick. And then the Explorer, see all these little things in the environment? So these are things that the Explorer can look at. They all represent certain things. So this, obviously, which we're going to send him to first, will do maybe a breakthrough, or at the very least, it will give us some research technology, some extra bonus points for research. These are things to analyze anomalies. And so these may give us a breakthrough. They may be something else in the environment that will give us some bonus. These anomalies are also what they're considered interesting. So these usually could lead to a chain of events. They might lead to discovering like deposits on the planet. They could also lead to positive press on Earth, and that could increase the amount of applicants and things like that. Sometimes some money. And then these keys, I can't remember quite what these do. I think these ones help us break through for technologies. So we gained some research tech. And remember, we get 200 a day from them. So just researching that gave us 1,500, which instantly completed a water reclamation, which is awesome. Now we have some new ones to look at. Actually, I'm going to kill this one. I'm going to move to soil adaptation is the next in biotech. That's super big for us because it actually allows us to produce a farm. And then advanced Martian engineering. Rockets and shuttles require less fuel. Seems very important. And wind turbines. Power production increased by 33%. Interesting. Okay. So these two seem definitely pretty useful for us. Because the farm, normally we start with a hydroponics farm, which doesn't produce a lot of food. This will take a little bit longer, but will produce a lot of food for us. I love the Martian by Andy Weir quote in here, which is, once you grow crops somewhere, you've officially colonized it. Some really good flavor text in here. Some really, really stupid things. Like sometimes there's some really basic stuff, and then sometimes there's some real dumb quotes I really appreciate. All right, so we need to build now. Oh yes, so we currently have a drone in range that's kind of doing his business over here. What we'll do is we'll make another stockpile, I think, here. These storages, these depots, just to have it. Boop. And this guy, what we will do, oh, you know what? I want another depot. I want a concrete depot over here. And I think I want a metals depot. And the reason why is I'm going to start a convoy chain transport route between this extractor for concrete. And I'm going to have him unload in the concrete depot. So this guy is just going to move back and forth forever and take care of business there. So we're going to get some supplies over there. I'm going to keep the supplies over here for these guys. I'm going to launch the rocket, I think. I think it's time. We got the drone there. We should be fine. Everything's out, which is good. We could also do some things on here. We could choose to salvage it instead if we were in a real pinch and we needed metals and electronics as possible. I'm not going to do that, though. We're going to launch it. Go ahead. See ya, bud. Waste rock storage is full. That is a problem. Whoa, you got a lot. So, you know, we need more drones. I think we need a better system of conveyance here. So what we'll do is where's Carl? Carl. We're just gonna plant Carl right here, and he's gonna start to use his drones and just start to move this stuff around. All right. We have water. We have electricity. We have a lot of what we needed to start the first colony. So why don't we start by building a dome? It will warn you if you're, let's say, maybe it's not the right time. You know, for example, if it just seems like it's a little too early, it'll say, hey, we don't know if this is the right idea. We should be fine, though. We don't want to overlap anything. There we go. So this is not bad because it gives us access to both of these, I believe. Just in range should be fine. Actually, you know what? Let's kind of want to make sure. I don't care if I'm overlapping this concrete. There's so much here. But I really want to make sure that we're in all those deposits. And it does look like we are there. Because I want to make sure that we can get this one, and that one, and that one, because these are going to be the lifeblood of our self-sufficient, glorious Russian colony. Now, we also have to name our rovers. Lenin. Explorer. Stalin. Actually. There you go. Yeah. Cool. All right, we got Rasputin. We got Karl Marx, and we got Lenin. Now, so at these drone hubs, we could, actually we can't yet. I thought we could construct a drone. We don't have the ability. We don't know how to do it yet. But right now it has 8 drones that it's kind of dealing with, which is good. What do we got to do here? Oh, yes. Let's move our... This is the one thing I don't like. I wish I could just have him automatically search for anomalies, but unfortunately, he's not smart enough to do that on his own. So we have to send poor Rasputin from place to place to look at everything on his own. And we're getting a buildup of waste rock. Apparently is our issue right now for a lot of things, which I'm kind of surprised by. But it shouldn't be too bad. I'm not too concerned about the concrete extractor backing up. I'm more concerned about the water extractor not being able to kind of constantly run.
Discovered.
So what do we got going on here? We got... Our water supply seems pretty good. So now what do we need? We need a couple other things before we actually have a dome and that can sustain life. We have water. We need oxygen. So what we can get from there is we could take a MOXIE, which is a Mars oxygen experiment in the environment. I think that's what it's what it means. But basically what it does is it takes electricity and it will convert it. It takes electricity and oxygen. It takes the water. Let's try it again. So what it does is it takes electricity and it takes water, and then it turns that water into oxygen. Basically, it separates the hydrogen and the oxygen in it, and removes the oxygen element of it. So as long as we have water, it can produce oxygen for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it right about here. What we're also going to do is we're going to take some storage tanks while we're here, and we'll just boop, boop, because we always want to have a little bit of a backup. And now we need to build this stuff. Let me bring the rover over for now. So we're going to move the rover over here because I want him to start working on the dome, but I also want them to build this. Our water supply is... How's our water supply? Short. Interesting. Okay.
Sector scan.
What are we looking at here? I have 800 million. How much money would some drones be? I did like 1 billion drones. Too much money. Okay, that's way too many drones anyways. So I could afford a couple drones. A shipment of drones might be helpful. Let's see. What are we... Our stockpiles are pretty good. Do I want to waste a rocket just to get this working better? I might. We're also short on power, which is problematic. We can increase our wind turbines. Is not going to be too bad. It doesn't cost much. If I remember correctly, they take machine parts to repair, but not a lot. But they always produce. And so you see also we're up on the Olympus Mons, so we're getting an elevation boost from the wind. There's more wind up the higher up you go. There's no bonus for electricity other than it just doesn't take much to repair. It only takes some metal. These take a little bit more to repair, so we'll do that a little bit, but we'll be playing with both, I think. Oh, we also have our Moxie, or not our Moxie, our Stirling Generator, which we'll put right here. And that will give us kind of some backup energy. We're running out of water here. We're running out of water supply is a problem. We have a lot of fuel now, though. Boy. Do I want to stop fuel production? I have a lot of fuel. I'm going to shut off one of these for now. You can always turn it on later. I also could do is I could set up a valve to turn it on and off. I'm just going to shut it off. No big deal. It'll save some energy. We don't need it right now. I think we got a pretty good supply of fuel. But we need more water. And it's really because this thing's not working. I could also set up another extractor, which I think we were going to do as well. And let's go ahead and let's set up, boop, set up a little cord here. There we go. Now, why aren't you...
Sector scanned.
Why aren't you a priority? Okay, I'm going to do is I'm going to set this as a priority. So what it should do is it should prioritize any drones that are in range to focus on removing the waste rock. So I want this moving efficiently. Like, I don't care that much about the extractor. If that's the end of the world, that's not the end of the world. Plus, we have a pretty decent stockpile of concrete as it is. We're gonna need more. We got 155. We're pretty okay. We need them to dump it into here though. But that's what we'll do. We'll why don't we have him? So we can have our transport, little Lenin here, can load resources. We'll have him move over to here, grab the concrete. There we go. Look at him filling up. Cool. So cool. All right. We're going to have him unload all that junk right over here. We're actually going to just put it right here in the middle. If you set it on the ground, it'll actually make a nice little temporary little depot, which is super cool. Super, super cool. Makes it really easy. You don't have to actually load up a new depot. We have a lot here, so we should be fine. What do we need? We need some metals. Are there any metals in the environment that I can grab quickly? That's polymers. Oh, that's interesting. I've never seen polymers just out in the environment before. That's crazy. Okay, so some metals up here. So what we'll do is we'll take our rover. Some metals. No, it's more polymers. Oh, really weird. And what we'll do is we'll just have him attack these, because our transport can also gather resources like our drones can. We need some metals for the Moxie as well, so this will be helpful. So we'll have him start harvesting that. And we are well on our way. We are almost there with the dome. And I think we're going to have enough to actually bring some colonists. So why don't we wrap it up here for now? In the next episode, I think we're going to have the first human footsteps. We're going to have the first human footsteps on Mars. It's going to be super exciting. Thanks for joining me, guys, today, and we'll see you soon.